In Lauderhill, Florida, there's a baseball field like any other, until you look a little bit closer, because they don't play baseball here. They play cricket. But it's not just local games. This June, the city, alongside New York and Dallas, will play host to the T20 Cricket World Cup, the first time ever the event will take place in the United States. Lauderhill, a city of 74,000 20 minutes west of Fort Lauderdale, has embraced the sport due to its large Caribbean and South Asian populations, creating a community of cricketers.
It's a very passionate cricket-loving public, and to have cricket here in South Florida, World Cup cricket for the first time, fantastic for us.
It's I can't say enough how happy I am for it to be coming here. We can't wait for it to be here.
Every single day I get the question, what is cricket? It's pretty tough to explain, but once they see it in person, once they experience it for themselves, they'll be able to understand where I'm coming from.
Instead of let the ball come to you below your head, that's when you drive it. Correct?
That cricket culture is born from immigrant parents who pass their love of the game down to the next generation.
Bhavyan's very good.
Ilak Mitra is one of those parents. He emigrated to the United States in 1999 and now runs the Young Genius Cricketers Academy, training the future cricket stars of tomorrow.
I play cricket like no tomorrow in India. I also used to play a game called table tennis. I thought to myself that those games, those sports are done for me. It's not for me anymore because this country doesn't have it. So what happens with this is your hand and eye is always coordinated with the ball. After I got to play cricket and I'm done with cricket, the fact that I can give back with whatever capacity I can to the youth and grow the sport amongst the youth of this community. The satisfaction is surreal for me to be able to actively participate in cricket in multiple fronts. The most satisfying to me is to give back to the youth.
Zach Satar is a product of that development. He learned the game at a young age from his Guyanese father and now plays in organized leagues almost every weekend.
Growing up as a kid, probably around 10, 12 years old, would always just go watch my dad play on a Sunday afternoon. Grew up with him, watching it, playing catch with him, holding a bat with him. And eventually, little by little, when he's not batting or when it's break time, he's throwing balls at me. I'm trying to hit, connect it. Little by little, starting from around 10 to 12 years old, just picked up the game, playing with my dad. Yes. They do. Any garage you go into of a cricketer, you'll find bats on bats on bats. Even if they're toy bats like this one, you will find plenty.
Now he gets a chance to see his favorite sport on the world's biggest stage in his own backyard.
Oh man, it gives me butterflies. It's memories that last a lifetime, right? And for that to be coming to the States and for the next generation to see their favorite players coming and playing in the US, I mean, it brings so much joy to me, so much happiness that we're getting that type of recognition as the United States for bringing cricket to a new generation, a new demographic.
Broward Central Stadium was built by the county in 2007, and in 2010 it received ICC accreditation, making it the first internationally recognized cricket stadium in North America. And now it'll play host to the World Cup. But before any World Cup games are played, significant improvements need to be made to the venue.
Right here is where the first grandstand is going to go, and then right here on the other side is where the second.
Trevor Fell is tasked with overseeing those changes.
So the main pitch there, like I said, was three pitches before. We expanded it to 5. We were thinking maybe we'd go to 6, but we decided on 5. But then the stadium as a whole, currently we have 5,000 seats under cover. To the west side of the stadium over by the scoreboard, we're installing 2 new additional grandstands. That's going to give us an additional 3,100 seats. It's just been a complete and total overhaul of sorts of our facility. We were notified by the ICC and Cricket West Indies back in late October that you were going to have these games beginning June 11th. So let's just say this timeline has been short. Everyone's nerves are at their max. And I say it to everybody, what we are doing here is nothing short of amazing.
Getting the World Cup to Lauderhill took a concerted effort of city and county staff, 20 years of hard work to take the sport from weekend warriors to world stage. Leslie Johnson is one of those officials who's worked for more than 2 decades to bring the international spotlight to Lauderhill.
I saw this coming 20 years ago. And this little David, fighting Goliath for all these years is finally going to see what it should see. We'll always be the first. Let's not forget, we've had several bilateral series over the last 10 years or so. We've always had the first ICC sanctioned stadium. That's why we have trademarked the term Lauderhill is the cricket capital of the United States.
West Indies win the series 3-2 with a victory here in Florida by 8 wickets.
I think that's such a testament to what little Lauderhill can do. I mean, don't underestimate us. This has been a great secret, but let's get it out of the bag now and share with the world that USA is big believers and lovers of cricket.
Attracting the games is already a success for the city, but for the true long-term benefit of these games to be realized, local businesses need to capitalize on this event. Chris Deering was the lead executive when West Indies hosted the 2007 iteration of the World Cup, and understands that a truly successful games makes an impact on and off the field.
The challenge is not just being good hosts, but being good hosts that have benefited economically in the short, medium, and long term. How do you do it and host in a way that you maximize the benefit for the sport, because that's a primary importance, that cricket is now going to use this as a platform to grow in Broward County, as well as the wider economic benefits of hosting. The small businesses, how did they benefit?
One of those small businesses is Joy's Roti Delight, a fixture within the city that has been serving Trinidadian food in Lauderhill for over 30 years.
Everybody wins when big events like this come to the city of Lauderdale, especially cricket. They actually played cricket in a parking lot in front of our restaurant and started there. And then the city got involved and they had small tournaments, and then it was like, all right, and then they took it to the Scorch Park, and then they decided to build this stadium next door. So it's been a wonderful journey so far.
You recently did robotics, right? That's what
As for the future of the sport in this city, that'll be determined by this generation of young players and the opportunities that they get.
Their future is unbelievable because they can have a chance to play in the PSL, which is the Pakistan Super League. Like, they can have that opportunity where the growth in the States, they can get the proper training, the proper coaching, the proper fitness, physique. With all those facilities here, leagues from around the world are seeing the talent that USA is producing. The biggest thing that I see from all these years of playing cricket, the West Indians, the Asians, whoever is playing, it brings us all together.
What I would like to see, if you think about Little League Baseball, Little League this, I want to see Little League Cricket going on. I want to see the counties, the cities having little leagues for cricket. If we can get into that grassroots level and have schools here having cricket as a part of their curriculum, to me, I've seen something that is set, the foundations are set, the infrastructure is set for this to be lifelong.